What's up YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Brian Noonan here. I want to go over today's video. One of the most important things that you need to understand and know starting an Amazon FBA business and launching a profitable product, a scalable product that's going to make you thousands of dollars each month. That most important thing is, how do I go about differentiating my product and improving my product to set myself apart in the marketplace and steal my competitor's sales, or just enter a little bit of a competitive market and make sales. One of the most important things is going about differentiating your product, setting yourself apart from all those other options out there on the market. Give the customer a reason to choose our product over all the others. How do we do that? This is one of the most important questions you can ask yourself, and one of the most frequent questions I get: how do I differentiate my product and improve my product? I'm just not sure how to do that. And so in today's video, you're in luck. I'm going to go over 10 to 15 different ways and methods that you can use in your own Amazon business to go about differentiating and setting your product apart from all the other options and other sellers, whether it's just normal competitors or even Chinese sellers with low ball prices. I'm going to break it down and show you how to differentiate your product and set yourself apart. With Amazon, it's getting competitive, and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of new sellers and new products listed on Amazon's website every single day and month. And so it's really important that you understand how important differentiation, improvement, and branding are, and how much of an impact it can have for you and your business. And so I want to show you and share with you 10 to 15 different methods that you can choose and pick 3 or 4 or 5 of these to use inside of your own Amazon FBA business and with your product. So we're going to dive into my computer here in just a minute, but if you are new to my channel, my name is Brian Noonan. I'm a full-time Amazon FBA seller and mentor. I started this YouTube channel about 4 months ago to document my journey, help share with you the tips and strategies that have worked best for me inside my own Amazon business, and as well as help people that don't have the money to invest into a course or are not yet ready to invest into a course. So I share free information and content and videos just like this one every single week. So if you like learning about Amazon and making money online, consider hitting that subscribe button, the notification bell, and if you could, please hit that thumbs up button for me. It helps support my channel and I'd appreciate it. Let's dive into my computer so you can learn these different ways to differentiate and improve your product. Coming up. All right, guys, welcome inside my computer. Let's get right into today's video on how to differentiate your product, improve your product, set yourself apart from your competition, and get the customer to buy your product over your competitors. So number one, we're going to talk about pricing. So a lot of times I get students or people that message me and say, can I just launch a product? I have a better manufacturer who's willing to do a lower price point. Can I just lower my price a few dollars below my main competitors and make sales? And the answer to that one is, most of the time that does not work. Lowering your price, even a few dollars or even more than a few dollars below your competitors' price point won't always be enough to differentiate you inside the market and to make sales. And the reason that is because a lot of the times it has to do with customer psychology and consumer psychology and perception of value. And so if we take a look at these straws here, you can see that we have most of the sellers here at about $8.99, and then we have some here at $5.99. And I wouldn't recommend selling this product because it's kind of a race to the bottom. If you get into a product where there's just a race to the bottom for who can go the lowest on their price, number one, there's no profit margin left for products like this. And number two, it just takes an update from one of your other sellers in just a click of a button to beat you on your price. So even if you think I can offer a lower or more competitive of a price, number one, your competitors can just change their price instantly and beat you out on that price. And number two, a lot of the times customers perceive the price point with the value of that product. And so a lot of times, if most of your competitors are priced around $20 and you think you can go in at $12 or $15, you probably won't make much sales because the customers are going to perceive your product with that lower price point than all the other main sellers as a lower quality price product. And so lowering your price or just offering a lower price point won't be enough. And so I'm going to share with you 10 to 15 different methods here in today's video. And I want you to just analyze and take notes, take screenshots, pause the video on these different topics I'm going to share with you and ideas. And then what I recommend doing is choosing, 3 or more of these different ways to differentiate your product. So there's not one fix for all different products. It is going to depend heavily on your product and your niche, but use a minimum of like 3 of these different methods and you'll be well onto your way of making sales and succeeding and making a lot of money on Amazon. So number 1 was price. Number 2 we have is improve your listing copy. Listing copy just means your bullet points, your title, your description. That's your copy. It's the words that the customers see and read when they land on your product listing. And so hopefully you do kind of understand. I have some other videos on my channel as far as creating the listing, optimizing the listing with the right keywords. So make sure to check out those videos if you're not sure on how to create a listing or write a listing. But listing copy, improve your listing, improve your images, invest into a professional photographer. Now, also what I recommend doing is once you have your listing set up, or maybe you've launched your product and it's not selling very well, is using the Helium 10 evaluation score, this 7.9 out of 10 here, which automatically loads with the Helium 10 Chrome extension on all products sold on Amazon's website. So once you install the Chrome extension, this evaluation result will load on all your competitors' listings and your own listing. And basically Helium 10 is kind of giving an evaluation or a score, a success score, essentially on this one product, saying how many images do they have? What's their main image background look like? What are the image dimensions? What does their title look like? What's the character count? How many bullet points do they have? Description, does it meet the character count amount? How do they have reviews wise? How are their reviews and ratings? How many reviews do they have? What's the average rating? And so this is a really cool tool that you can use once you set up your product listing and use this Helium 10 evaluation score or evaluation result and see what Helium 10 is evaluating your listing. And so always make sure, I recommend using Cerebro to plug in your top competitors' ASINs to get your best, most relevant and competitive keywords to include throughout your title, bullet points, description, and on the back end and search terms to try to rank and use those top best set of keywords throughout your listing. Now also there's Frankenstein and Scribbles that I use inside of Helium 10 to help me correctly write out my product listing, making sure I'm using those keywords, incorporating those into the listing and the copy, make sure I can rank for those and make sense to the customer. Okay, so really important there. Pay attention to your listing and your images. Really important that you invest into some professional product photography, invest into a professional photographer who will do a photo shoot and offer high quality images of your product. And remember, not just a lower price and not just a better listing will not sell your product just with one of those things. Remember you're going to want to pick, a minimum of like 3 of these or more and include all of these with your own product. Okay. So, listing copy, just improving your listing, how are your bullet points? How are your title? And then your product images. Make sure you have lifestyle images, that your main image pops and stands out and gets the customer to click on it, and that it stands out from your competition. Number 3, packaging. Custom packaging can really set your product apart from your competition, okay? So here we have an example of a facial massager, and when I typed in this main keyword, the market looked pretty good. Now, it is considered a beauty care appliance, and so some of these are restricted. You have to have approval to list beauty care appliances, so be careful here. But what I wanted to show you in this example was this product packaging. To me, it looks kind of like a premium box, like an Apple product. This is an all-white box with just simple text and a simple picture of the product. And this kind of reminded me, the reason I chose this product, it kind of reminded me of an Apple product where it's just the Apple logo and then simple text on the side of the box. But they've done a very high quality listing here. They have a high quality box, a high quality main image, and a high quality custom box packaging. So custom box packaging is something you can talk to your suppliers about. Ask them what's the additional cost to include a custom box, and then you can hire a designer or a person on Fiverr or Upwork or Jungle Scout Marketplace to do your product photography and to do a custom box for you. And usually it's not too much extra to do the custom box. Just talk to your suppliers and say, I'd like to do a custom box packaging. How much will that cost? And then you'll get the box design file from your supplier. It's like a file, and then you'll send that off to the designer on Fiverr. And then usually it's around anywhere from about $50 to $100 to have a nice custom box design done. And then from the person on Fiverr, you'll send that file back to the supplier, and then they'll print your box, 250 or 500 times and package each one of your products into. Okay, so custom box packaging here can really set yourself apart. Here's another example I just pulled here. You can tell, this product does not have a custom box. This product does not have a custom box. These two products on the ends do. And what I noticed when I ran the Helium-10 X-ray, I believe this one was doing the best with the highest revenue, just because they included this custom box in their main image. Okay, so this can really set yourself apart and get you more sales. And then this one was doing good as well with a custom box that matched the product and kind of tied in to their theme. Okay, so custom box packaging. Now, not all products will require custom box packaging, but 85–90% of the time, I do recommend going with custom box packaging because it can really, and putting it in your main image, because as customers are shopping on Amazon and they come across a product that doesn't have a custom box versus a product that does have a custom box, half the time or more, the customer will choose the product that has the custom box because it looks higher quality and more valuable. Okay, number 4, read the negative reviews. So this is very, very powerful. This is one of my favorites on the list for ways that I go about differentiating myself and making a better product and offering a better product where I know for sure I'll make sales the very first month. Okay, so what you can use is pull up one of your main competitors or your top 3 competitors and use the Helium-10 review downloader, and then you would sort it by like the last 3 months here, and then look at the 1, 2, 3-star reviews and find common themes or common phrases inside of those reviews. And then maybe you notice that it breaks easy, or that this piece here that goes down into the honey pot as the example here, maybe we notice that this is hard to take out or hard to get back in. And this isn't the perfect example of a product, but there's a lot of products where the packaging is cheap, or the zipper wears out relatively quickly, or there's just common themes and phrases that you will see over and over and over in the negative reviews. And then what you can do is go talk to your supplier about addressing those things and let the supplier know you'd like to improve each one of these things, and make sure you take notes as you read through the negative reviews and find those common themes, common issues, fix them, and then advertise those things on your listing. Okay, you can actually do an infographic or a graph on one of your images. And if you notice your main competitors all have the same issue where this piece here breaks easily, or it's hard to get in and out of, well, when you launch your product, and if you fix those things, you can actually pay a graphic designer to do an image where you highlight unbreakable, very, very strong, easy to get the honey in and out, easy to get this part in and out of the pot. So you can actually do a graph where it has little green check marks of what your product has versus what your competitors are lacking or don't have. Okay, and you can find common themes, and you can highlight this and advertise this using a graphic or an image or a chart in your product photos, or you can highlight them in your bullet points. Number 6 is order the competitor's product. Okay, so the reviews could be fake on your competitor's products. I'm noticing a lot of fake reviews with fake accounts on Amazon as far as reviews go. And so if you notice a main competitor has low reviews and they seem to all be positive, most likely they're all bought and paid for reviews. And so one of the best ways, if you do have just 1 or 2 or a low amount of competitors, is to order your competitor's product, get it shipped to your house, and get your hands on it and open up the package. Now you can see, what does your competitor's product look like? How's the material? What's it made out of? How's the quality? What's the packaging look like? what does the product insert card say, and you can go off of that, okay? And now you can just return the sample for your money back, but now you can take notes and you understand what your competitors are doing to 1, get reviews, 2, get revenue, 3, get sales, or 4, get the most positive reviews, okay? So that's another way, is to order your competitors' products so you know what your competitors are doing and what you can do better. Number 7 is to create a new design. Now, I want to be careful with this one here because I notice a lot of times some of my students and new Amazon sellers will overthink this one. And when I say create a new design, I don't want you to spend months and months and months on coming up with a brand new product that's never been on Amazon before, or a brand new design. There has to be some data that tells you, there is one other competitor making at least $5,000 in revenue or more. Okay, so when I say create a new design, I'll show you some examples here, but don't think you need to come up with a new patent idea or a totally different product that's never been on Amazon before. Okay, so that's a little bit tough. But we can absolutely talk to our suppliers on doing a different color, a different pattern, more features, and make sure you don't just like the design, color, and pattern, but make sure there is some data and some actual results of other competitors showing customers are responding well and actually buying that design. So maybe you think, for example, I pulled up this example here of these food carrying bags that are insulated that keep food hot and cold. And when I looked at this product a long time ago, I noticed most of the bags were either gray or black. And you can see this seller here came in and did a green color, and they have 527 reviews. They're priced way above the other competitors, and they were making a lot of revenue. They were doing very, very well because they noticed that the majority of these were black and gray, and they came in and did a color, and it's really paid off well for them, okay? And they did a unique kind of design here that kind of speaks to the target customer, whether it's for the beach or just a little bit of color that pops, okay? And some more examples here of this one's blue versus the other ones are gray and black. Number 8, adding value. So this is where we talk about doing a bundle, doing better material, building a different offer, but making sure that you're adding value that speaks to your target customer and your target market, okay? So understand that adding value can be something like an accessory bundle, where you notice like this dog carrier backpack. Most people who are traveling with their dog are going to want to use a little on-the-go watering bowl or feeding bowl. So we can see this seller did that here. And then also this one here, they included additional pieces that actually go in the bag that hold these food and water dishes. And then also this seller here that did this dog backpack deluxe that has a little fold out feature that holds the food bowl and water, so it's not just on the ground. Okay, so that's another additional feature. And so they're not only including the food bowl and the on-the-go watering dish, but they actually made a feature or a little tray that those things set down into to prevent spills, or so you don't just have to set it on the ground. Okay, so there's another example. Versus this one that really I can't even tell what this is. It looks like a food bowl or a dog bowl. So that's another tip, is to make sure the customer can understand what you're adding and what your additional value is. Now, make sure your bundle does make sense, that those accessories or those other needed items that you include are essential and that they complement the main product. The worst thing you can do is put together a bundle that one of the products, the main products in like dog care, is in this dog category, but then you include something totally random, like something that goes in the car, like something totally weird. Okay, so just make sure that your bundle makes sense and that the accessories complement one another. Here's an example of a bad bundle. So I found this salad spinner. Now it's all green, which I don't know, to me it just kind of looks a little bit cheap. But this product here, it has 157 reviews and it's only doing $1,500 in revenue, which is very, very bad. For 157 reviews, they should be doing close to $10,000. And so customers are not responding well to this bundle here, whether it's the tongs or the color or just it looks cheap, whatever it is. I just found this as an example. Even though they have a 10 out of 10 listing, customers are not responding well to it. So I'll talk about that here in just a minute. Now, you can also include bonus items like a free ebook, quick start guide. If you're in the kitchen category or the food category, doing a recipe book. If you're offering mixing bowls or a salad bowl, offer a recipe for different salads. Or if you're doing like a fitness product, like a quick start guide on how to get started using the product, or like a mini USB blender, quick start recipe guide on best top 10 recipes for smoothies. Okay. Now, here is an example of a free ebook. This is a resistance band, exercise band for working out. It includes stackable workout bands. I pulled this as an example because not only is it a good example of a bundle, but it's an excellent example of good value, additional value, and bonus items. So carrying bag, advanced ebook, door anchor, carrying bag, handles. So just a great example here of an awesome bundle that makes sense, adds value, and includes bonus items that make sense. Number 10 is ordering samples from suppliers. So you can order from 1 to 3 suppliers, maybe even multiple rounds of samples. If you're really differentiating or proving the product a lot from what the supplier is offering, you may need to order multiple rounds of samples. Getting samples from suppliers or different suppliers, you'll really see the difference between the material, the quality, the craftsmanship by ordering multiple samples and multiple rounds of samples from those Alibaba suppliers if needed. Number 11 is branding. So branding in the very beginning, you won't have brand registry. Most likely you don't have a trademark. So when you first start selling on Amazon and launch a product, branding, putting your brand name, your logo on the product somewhere and doing custom packaging can offer you protection against hijackers and dropshippers. Number 12, brand registry. Getting brand registry opens up the additional advertising opportunities like brand ads, enhanced brand content, or A+ content. And so after you launch the product and you start making some profits, I recommend going through the Amazon IP Accelerator program to get brand registry. This will set yourself apart. You can now have your own video in your product photos. You can have pictures or an infographics in your description. You can do brand ads, and you can have your own storefront. So it looks very, very professional, very, very branded. Now, just a few additional notes here. Now, number 13, we'll get to the notes in a minute. Number 13 is split testing using PickFu. If you've never heard of PickFu, PickFu is an Amazon split testing company that will allow you to split test on Amazon. So it's an experiment between 2 or more variations to see which variation in the set performs best. For Amazon split testing, you might test variations of a product name, a featured main image, photos, or the product's description, or in our case, maybe a design, a color, or an added benefit or feature that you're doing. Split testing is also known as A/B testing because there is a version called A and a version called B. If you add a third or fourth version, it's called A/B/C/D testing. And so they'll go out and help us determine, are customers responding well to version A or option A, version B or option B, or others, okay? And then they can also leave comments. So PickFu is a great way to test your idea, your clever innovation, or your way you're going to differentiate your product. If it's not been done before, PickFu is what I recommend for getting feedback and finding proven data that tells you which one sells best. So a couple important notes here. Another way that you can do a latest version is selling a most upgraded version or the most upgraded type of product. Talk to your supplier. Maybe they're showing you on Alibaba they sell this product, but maybe they have a better, more upgraded version that they're about to launch, and maybe you can get your hands on that and be one of the first to the market on Amazon with that upgraded version. And make sure you are checking the revenues, because the revenues in X-ray can tell you maybe the older versions, the revenues are starting to go down, and the newest and the latest versions that are hitting the market the revenues are going up. And so you would not want to launch one of the old versions where the revenues are on the decline. You would want to launch and do the most latest upgraded version or style of your product so you can get in on those revenues that are going up. Okay, just a couple more notes here before we wrap up. So make sure that if you are launching a new product never before on Amazon, one way you could go about doing this, of course, PickFu, but you could do a micro launch where you start with a lower test order of 50 or 100 units just to make sure that the product will sell. You could do a small test run order batch. Again, you could order like 10 samples, create an amazing listing and launch those and see how customers respond. Maybe product A, those 10 units sell out the first day. Product B, those 10 units take 10 days to sell out, okay? And then don't rely on just one or two of the above methods for differentiating. Usually I will combine at least 3 or more of these to really stand out and make those sales. So hope you guys got tons of value out of today's video. One of the most important things I could talk about was differentiation and setting yourself apart in the marketplace with how competitive Amazon is becoming. Go out there and differentiate and use these methods, and I can't wait to see what you do. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.